Should you get a life coach? I don't have a life coach, but in 2019, I did spend $150,000 in personal coaching. And in this video, I'm going to show you my process for finding the coaches that will help me the most. Let's dive in. All right, I spent a lot of money on coaching, and it really, I gotta be honest with you, man, I kind of made fun of it until I saw it firsthand. When I was at ClickFunnels and I worked for Russell Brunson, I was blown away at the volume of coaches that he had. I mean, it was like he had a coach for everything. I like brushing your teeth, not that he did, but you know what I mean? Like, it was everything. I was like, you have a coach for that? You have a coach for that? I'd go there in the morning, 9 a.m. or whatever, and sit down and he'd be like, oh, I had a great session with my coach about mindset today. And the next day it'd be like, this morning's a fantastic session, coach working out, Next one was a coach about email. Next one was a coach about, it was so many coaches. It actually really blew me away, the number. I figured he was getting coaches, but not that many. And when I saw that, I was like, this is one of the greatest accelerants and hacks on this entire planet. And so what I'm going to show you, I did spend a lot of money in 2019. I spent a lot of money in general each year on coaches. And it's true. It accelerates you like crazy, but I've also hired crappy ones. And so I'm going to show you, there's like a 3-step process I go through. So I make sure it greatly increases the likelihood I find a good coach. And that's what I'm going to show you guys inside this video. It's 3 steps. Let's dive in. Step number 1 to finding an amazing coach. Honestly, if you are looking at life coach videos right now, you may not know what to do with your life. That might be the real issue, right? And I actually totally respect that. Don't make fun of that at all. I think that's totally fine. I ran into the same problem when I was beginning this game, probably about 8 years ago. And it was about 10 years ago, because what I said to my ex-wife is I said, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. And the only way I know how to solve that is to try a bunch of stuff. And so I actively tried. That's one of the reasons I had so many failures, was because I got into a business and I'd be like, this is cool. I hate this part of it though. I can't do this forever. So then I would go to the next one. And I called it the age of exploration, which is maybe a cheesy name, but that's what I was like, hey, I'm going to go through an age of exploration on purpose because I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want to be, and I don't know how to go and narrow that down. So I got to just go try a bunch of stuff. So first off, if you're looking for life coach videos and should I get a life coach? A lot of times what I found is that it's usually someone who is wanting either validation or permission. And so I'm just going to give it to you right now and see if you're having a life coach. Sound good? All of you are qualified to have success. And all of you are good enough to make money. There, I just gave you validation and you have permission. That's it. That's all it takes. All right? What I want to give you is a process, though, for how to figure out what kind of coach to get. The problem is that whenever I had somebody who's more life coach-ish, it's more like they're just trying to help me with strategy in what to do with my life, when really they might not even know that, and you might not even, you know what I mean? I'm not here to like thumbs down on life coaches at all, but I actually think you can kind of skip that if you follow the process I'm going to show you right here. Which step 1, right, like I'm saying here, begins with starting a company. Why? There's a very specific reason. I love entrepreneurship. And the reason is because of, it's a quote actually from Robert Kiyosaki. I'm going to botch it, but he says something to the effect of, anytime you start any kind of business venture, anything entrepreneurial in your life at all, character flaws explode in your face. Oh crap, you can't get up at a good time? Oh, character flaw. Oh man, you can't speak to people because you're so shy? Character flaw, right? And what he says in there, he said, these character flaws either need to be addressed or you will not move forward. So listen to what I'm saying. I'm going to show you more of this process, but the first step is to just start a business. That actually is how I figure out what coaches I should go hire. And the reason is because if I go start a business, guess what will show me what I suck at personally? My business. Character flaw. Character flaw. Oh crap, one that I can't get around. Now let me go find a coach. Does that make sense? Let your business be a mirror on you and your personality. And this is not a strategy that I see like out there too often, but it's what I do. Oh my gosh, I'm terrible at this. I didn't know that until I started moving down the path of entrepreneurship and something blew up in my face. That has happened so many times now. I always tell people too, entrepreneurship is the greatest personal development you never knew you were enrolling in because of that very principle. Your business will only grow to the level that you do. So what I'm going to tell you is, first off, step number one to finding a coach is actually to start a business, because you need a mirror. And sometimes you're a bad mirror because you're this close. Step number two to finding an amazing coach. I actually set one goal. I set a single goal, and it's usually a money goal. And I usually don't set any other goals in the year. That's not to say that you can't. Certainly can set other spiritual goals or physical goals, things like that. But the overarching goal that I go for is a money goal. And it's not because, I'm the capitalist pig, but it's actually because I'm trying to create that feedback loop in that mirror. So what I do is I go through a heart-to-heart with myself. And this is where I want you to either get a piece of paper or a whiteboard or something like that and take some time on this. Because now that you got a business going, you got this mirror, and you got a money goal, and you start moving, right? You can't steer a parked car. So once you're moving, then you go stand in front of a whiteboard, you stand in front of a piece of paper, whatever, and you just start listing the skill sets that you realize you suck at. Oh man, I'm so bad at, right? You can't move anywhere unless you're honest. And so just be honest. You know what? I'm really not good at this. And it could be anything. I had a coach once to help me get on TV. I had a coach once to a stage speaking coach. He helped quite a bit. I had another marketing coach. I've had a lot of coaches. I've had a lot of masterminds that I've joined, which is a great accelerant as well. But what I do though is I just list out a whole bunch of skill sets that I don't have, or gaps in my personality, gaps in my character flaws. Just as if I'm listing out the problems a customer has, which I'll now go build a product around, I'm the customer, and I'm listing my problems. And I am not trying to solve all of them. This is a good way to you got to be careful that you could totally beat yourself down here. Look at all things I'm terrible at. You know what I mean? You got to be careful with this. Do this in self-love in a safe place emotionally. But what you want to do is, after you've listed out all these things that you're like, man, I'm not good at this. I'm not where I need to be here, or I need this skill set, or my personality is garbage in this spot. A coach I reached out to recently, I was like, dude, I got no evening routine or even really a morning routine. And he was like, that's cool. That's all right. It's now shown it to you. Now here's what we're going to go do, right? What you're going to do at this point is you're going to treat yourself like you would a customer and just choose a single problem to focus on. Now, I like to think about this. I'm a big Tim Ferriss fan. And Tim Ferriss says in the book, The 4-Hour Workweek, he says you need to find the biggest dominoes in your life. He said the problem is that, actually he said this in an interview, never mind. He said, the problem is that we all try to just knock over these little tiny dominoes. That's great, but there's actually these bigger dominoes that if we just knock that, it takes care of the others. And so I look at the list of all the things that I know I'm void of, all the skill sets, my personal character flaws. What's the one domino? What's the one big thing that if I took care of it, it would plink away a lot of others at the same time? So after you've listed out all those things, choose a single problem. Now we know how to find a coach. Before I show you the third step, which helps you pair with the perfect coach, subscribe, hit the like button, and let us know down in the comments. I would love to know what you've gotten the most out of this video. What's the thing that will really help accelerate you in what you're building? Third and final step to get an amazing coach. Now that you know the problem you're trying to solve, oh my gosh, getting a coach is so much easier. Otherwise, all of them look good. Now that you know the problem, it's time to hunt. Time to find them, time to figure out. So I actually have this on my whiteboard, and what I have is my home office upstairs. It says lacking skill, right? Thing I need to learn. And then it says person. And I have a specific person for each skill set. And I this is how I do it. And you can find lots at the same time like this. There's pros and cons of doing that. But for the life of me, I could not fill out the last two for a while. It took me, this last quarter is when I finally found oh, those are the two people. Finally, where have you been? Hunt. Now, when you find the person that you'd like to get coached by, they may not offer coaching. So how do you do that? I was taught by Russell that you can either, Russell Brunson said, he's like, you can either earn your way in or you can buy your way in. It is so much easier to buy your way in. Pay for coaching. And if they don't offer coaching, here's what you do. You buy their product and you become their best student. That's really it. It's one of the most flattering things when someone does that to me. They buy the thing, they become really amazing at it, and they're like, dude, it totally helped them a lot more. Right? I do. And it's not like I'm not helping the others. It's just this is an active, moving person who's in motion. All right? And I can actually do something with them because you can't steer a parked car. All right? So once you have found the coaches that you're going for, try to get involved in each one of the programs that they have, or whatever one makes sense for you. And if they don't, again, what you do is you purchase their thing and you become their best students, and they will get to know who you are. They're watching their business. They're watching. And so one of the ways I've gotten in with some crowds has been through buying my way in. That's the reason I spent so much in that 1 year. I usually don't spend that much, but I do. It is a lot each year. And it's because it gets you near other crowds. Proximity is totally power. There is something to that principle and that concept. And so when I find the right person, I'm not only trying to get close to them as a coach, I'm also trying to get close to the community that they've built, because you tend to attract who you are. Guys, I gotta say that this has helped me accelerate faster than probably anything else. I used to make fun of this. This was just dumb. It's just so dumb. I've never found anything in my life, though, where I grow so quickly, where I can be in environments that grow me beyond my comfort levels, and I'm willing to say, grow me. I submit myself to the game and have these character flaws chipped off, right? Like those rock tumblers and such. Did those with my girls recently, right? But you put the rugged rocks in the rock tumbler and it makes them smooth. You're all that way. I'm that way too, right? And the sooner we're honest about that, the better off we are. So go find your coach, figure out who they are, and then start to get inside with that group and do everything they say to the T. I got a gift for you. We decided to make my famous Capitalist Pig shirt free. All we do is we ask that you cover shipping, but all you'll do, go to capitalismswag.com. I'll put the link in the description as well, but capitalismswag.com, when you get there, all you'll do is you'll choose your shirt size, tell us where to send it, and we'll send it out to you. Just cover shipping. That's all we're asking for it. But capitalism is something we truly believe in, and we believe that you are a capitalist if you're willing to own your own life. If you're looking up a coaching video on where you should go in your life, you already fit in our tribe. So I'm inviting you, okay? It's free. Just cover the shipping. Go to capitalismswag.com and join us.